Welcome to Broadway Corner with Ashley Ha, where you can hear your favorite performers talk about how they got started, their careers, and everything in between. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Spotify at Broadway Corner with Ashley Ha, and on my main Broadway account at Broadway_Corner on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy. Hi everyone, welcome back to Broadway Corner with Ashley Ha. I am so happy you are here. And my guest today is a prolific playwright who has taken us on a transformative journey through the 9-play Ufot family cycle. We started last year with Sojourners, and now we are on to play 6 with The Ceremony. It is the one and only Mfoniso Udofia.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Good. I'm so happy to be here. Hi.
Yes, I'm so happy to be chatting with you. We're at, the Boston Playwrights Theater, which is a great space.
It is.
And just so thrilled to be chatting about this new incredible show that's been a part of this really just series where we're able to, you're able to jump on at any point and follow us through.
Follow a family. Yeah.
I think it's just been one of the coolest things I've been able to witness in Boston recently.
Thank you.
And so thankful to just have you here. So a little bit about you. So you're a Nigerian-American storyteller, actor, and educator whose work centers on Nigerian immigrant life within the United States. Celebrated and well-known works include Sojourners, her Portmanteau, Run, and In Old Age, all plays from within her projected 9-play Ufot Cycle. She also works in film and television as a writer, producer on shows like Little America, Pachinko, A League of Their Own, and Showtime's Let the Right One In. And a bit about The Ceremony, since obviously we're not quite running yet.
No, not yet.
We're in rehearsals, and so to give you a little synopsis, when Abba Siaman, disciples' only son, Ikong asked Lumanti Radi to be his wife, they accept that their dream wedding might have to go on without either of their fathers present. But when Lumanti's dad has a sudden change of heart, Ekong dares to attempt a reconciliation with his long-estranged father in order to make the ritual of their wedding ceremony truly whole. This is called, a moving, multi-generational story that intertwines Nigerian and Nepali cultural traditions. It's a joyous, tender reckoning of love and the rituals that bind us. And it's brought to life by Trung, which I love because I, am obviously Asian American, and so, love to support my community, and especially Trung, in partnership with the Boston Playwrights Theater and Boston University School of Theater, catalyzed by the Huntington. And so, yeah. That's a lot. You've done a lot in your life.
Yeah, I'm ready to take a little bit of a nap. But yes, you read all that. I'm like, ooh, yeah, things have happened. So.
Yes, things have definitely happened.
Yeah.
I mean, doing the research, on you and your life, you have done so much incredible work and gotten so much beautiful recognition for that work.
Thank you.
Which I think is evident, and getting to follow this family on this 9-play cycle. I don't know many playwrights who can say that they've been able to do that.
No,
or at all. I'm like, or not the less to 9.
I mean, listen, August Wilson got us to 10.
Okay.
But I don't know of many, even myself, that are writing cycle that are around the same lineage totally, where you're actually, I think Abasiyama, the matriarch, appears in every single installation. So yeah, that's what also makes this cycle, I think, kind of fun and different, is that you really are growing with a family.
Yes, and especially for that to happen every few months or so.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got to see Kufre and Quay,
which
I got to see. That was so
the
much
kitties,
fun.
They did so well. I need to stop calling them kitties because some of them are going off into college. They are not. And
I still consider myself a child sometimes. So I think it's okay.
Okay, good. I'm a kitty too then. So
kids at heart, Yeah.
But no, I'm really proud of the work that they did. They were exceptional.
Yes, that was such a special experience, to go from seeing all these adult figures and a lot of, other things to bring it to children is unique. And I thought that they all did, again, such a great job.
Such a great job.
Go BAA. We're not here to talk about Kufre.
No, we're not. We're here to talk about the ceremony.
So before, I guess we get specifically, when did all this begin for you? What prompted you to begin writing this cycle, and what went into the journey of bringing it to the world?
Yeah, it began for me around 2009. I had just finished my master's training. I'm an actor, So I was at the American Conservatory Theater, and it was the wreckage of the Great Recession. So I'm part of that millennial group where we talk about how there's no period that's ever been nice. So I was walking out into something a little rough, and I had just been in conservatory, and so plays was what I was reading. I had been reading so many of them, and in order to process the world, I started writing, and my first form of writing came out in what I'd been studying, plays. And most of my plays are also question-driven, so I was really trying to figure out my body, Nigerian people in the world, in space and time, and what it meant. I was writing The Grove in 2009, what it meant to like come out, what it meant to be queer, what it meant to be African and queer. And then as I kept going and writing, that play becomes 1, then 3, then 5, and then we get to 9 plays. Yeah, so it grew with me.
Yeah, I mean, that's like 17 years? Maybe?
Yeah, I'm approaching 17 years.
17
That's right.
years.
That's right. That's
it's just, you know, people
right.
always, like, quality doesn't come instantly.
No.
It takes a long time to get to these things. We see Broadway shows that take like 10 years to write.
That's right.
And to write 9 plays in 17, I think that's even more.
It's a lot. There's a while, it was almost a play a year. And then had to be editing. The editing was what takes a long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like getting the thing out and then trying to refine it, I guess.
That's right.
To come to where we are now. And since we are just starting rehearsals, I think you guys started maybe Wednesday or so of last week. What can audiences expect from the ceremony opening next month? So
you're going to expect the Ufot family that you have come to know and love, except instead of focusing on Abasiyama this time, we're focusing on her firstborn son, also her youngest child, Ekong Ufot. And we first met him in the Grove, and he was like 17, and now he's in his 30s and getting ready to marry the love of his life, Lumanti Rati, a Nepali woman, and he has done a lot of work to get to today. And really wants to get to tomorrow and this marriage with the love of his life, but has to do some real reckoning around what it means to be a man, what it means to be a husband, what it means to communicate in real honesty. And Lumanti needs to do a lot of work in like standing in herself. So that they can have a good marriage, the marriage they deserve, because they're beautiful humans.
Yes, yes.
So that's what you'll see.
Yeah, I'm thrilled, honestly thrilled. And to have something, you know, centered around a wedding is kind of always fun.
It's fun. And if you've been inside the cycle, we're due. Something fun.
Yes.
Let's rally around a beautiful moment. So
yeah. And I feel like, you know, all the classic movies we always think about are all like about weddings and, you know, relationships.
Yes.
And, you know, we've had some of that in the past with the other plays, but I think this is like really just bringing it together, which I'm thrilled for. And so as a writer, I'm sure there's nothing like having actors like interpret your work, especially as an actor yourself, and make it something that maybe you didn't even know was possible. And so what is the most rewarding part of seeing your words performed on stage?
I mean, you're right. There's nothing better than watching words lift off a page and become 360 human beings. And I talk a lot about wanting to write being, not like write what we think of as story, but for you to actually watch real life somehow on stage. And so the work that the actors are doing in terms of course, the line work, the research work, but then to be so comfortable that it is like they themselves are vesseling and breathing a whole other life into becoming so that we can see a story. It's extraordinary, and I'm working with Trong Stage right now. The actors that are assembled are like bringing heat already. It's like our first week, and I'm knee deep in rewriting from questions that they are asking and what they are already bringing to the table. And they're doing universe work here because there's this play has got Ibibio, Nepali, and English so many different cultures, so many different needs. And these actors are rising to the occasion. I am blessed in it. I am blessed in it. So, yeah.
Yeah, to see something go from the ground up is always amazing and new and special. And
Yeah.
I guess you've done it 6 times in the past year.
That is true. I've done it 6 times in the past year, but this is the first time I get to hear, I think that's why I was also mentioning it, like different languages living inside, alongside the EBPO, where we are introducing a family, the Ratis, that are just as dynamic as the Ufots, and looking at a blended life. And so the actors are doing so much work in order to make the Ratis just as huge as the Ufots and what it deserves to be, as so that we can all at the end be cheering that they get together. So yeah,
it's almost like, oh, you could take them and make a whole cycle on that.
I could. Oh, I'm so tired. I said I would stop. So I'm not going to.
No, we'll make you pause for now.
Thank you.
Maybe revisit in a while.
Yeah, after a vacation, I'll come back and be like, okay, so now this is Ama's play. And this is Auntie Anjali's play, but for now, I'm gonna take a break.
Yes, I think that's a good thing to do. We all need rest. But going back to like what you were saying about language, that's something that's kind of come into my life as something I'm passionate about. You know, introducing other languages into the theater space, in the American theater space, and how that can be transformative to not know what people are saying on stage. I mean, I'm only really fluent in English, which is kind of hard for me to accept, but I've seen plays and musicals done bilingually or either like in another language completely, and I think that there's something important about that. It's like, oh, you might not understand, that's fine, but you can try to get the feeling, which I think is more important than exactly what they're saying. So can you talk about introducing different languages, I guess, to the work and how the response has been through that?
I mean, it is one of my missions. You don't find a lot of African language on stage. I don't think you find a lot of language from the Asian diaspora on our stages here in America, even though there is so much performance language in the Asian diaspora, so much performance language in the African diaspora, but you're not seeing those languages appear on American stages. So it was really important for me to showcase that. And I'll give one little anecdote. There's a feeling I got when I was doing Shakespeare for the first time in acting school, and I didn't understand a thing. And I had to lean in.
I can relate.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm at my first like Shakespeare show. I'm not even remembering exactly what it was. I think it was Macbeth. Leaning in, or I should say the Scottish play. Leaning in.
It's okay. We're not in the theater.
We're not in the theater
outside.
now. Thank you. Oh God, I was like, please let me not bring anything down. But yes, I was leaning in. I had to lean in order to glean and really understand what was being presented to me. And I still got the show. Yeah. So it was important for me to use a different kind of listening. And when I think about immigrants and like even the way my parents came to the country, the way my family has come into the country, they had to lean in. It's not as if they didn't understand English, but they had to like figure out context clues wise what was happening for a kind of survival. Yes. And then after that, they put it together and they were able to move forward. But like all I'm doing is asking us to sit inside the unknown for a little bit. A place that I think a lot of immigrants live in and have to lean in. And go, I don't get everything. Yeah. But I trust the storytellers. I trust those actors on the stage. And they are giving me a story I can get something from. And also, when it comes to the language, the reason why it is my mission is that like when I go home, I'm hearing all of this language. And we're not like switching back and forth when we are in conversation with each other to explain ourselves. So I wanted to write what I knew to be true. Yeah. Yes. And so, yeah, it's been interesting. I think that Boston is taking to it so much better than some other places, which have been like, can you please subtitle? Because I want to know everything. And I'm like, no, please use your bodies to lean in and know that you know the story.
Yeah.
And experience how it is to live like somebody else for a little bit and not know everything.
100%. I did study abroad last year in Taiwan, and I don't speak Chinese fluently. I now know a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was the thing you're talking about of context clues. You try and figure it out, or you just don't know and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna like sit here and you know, try and figure it out. It's like that's the reality for so many people who come to America. My family, you know, my family is made up of immigrants, and we have different languages and other dialects in our families. And so it's like you're bringing to life what is real.
What is real.
And what you know, which is always, people always say, right, what you know, that's like
and this is what I know.
This is exactly what you know.
That's right. And I think it's so wonderful to switch position for a while and not have your language be the primary one. And it'll make you feel a different way about how you communicate and can potentially build empathy on the back end because you had to do it at some point in time.
Yeah.
Figure out what it was to not know everything.
Yeah. I think, that's a great point. I think people always want to be like, oh, I want to know everything. I need the answers. When in reality, maybe the unknown is the best part. Yeah,
that's where you're going to figure it out too.
Yes. So yeah, I really appreciate you, you know, doing this to just show Boston audiences and audiences, you know, worldwide, I'm guessing, like just the power of what seeing multicultural backgrounds is like on stage and how important that is. It's not like, oh, we're doing a whole show in another language and you can't understand a single thing. It's like, no, it's mixed. It's very mixed. Immersed.
And now you get 3 of them. You get EBBO, Nepali, and English. Yes. It's wonderful.
And then if those people who actually do speak all those languages can come in, they get a whole other experience too. And it's
That's right.
It's that specialness.
That's right.
Them feeling welcome in this space that maybe we haven't been welcome in much before.
That's absolutely right. What's been happening in Boston, which is wonderful, is there are a lot of Nigerians coming to the theater. And I hope they stay. I hope the doors remain open and we continue to figure out how to program and keep people here. I'm hoping that in this, you'll see Nepali people coming to the theater going, they cared to try my language.
Yeah.
The theater is a reflection of humanity, so let's try.
Yeah. And since this show does bring together like Nepali and Nigerian cultures, like what kind of research into like traditional culture, specifically about weddings, did you have to do while writing the show?
I had to do a lot of research. I have been invited to and participated in quite a few Nigerian weddings. So I have that inside of me. And I do have some Nepali family of my own that I am able to really have communication with to talk through what the traditions would be there from like Nowari, like more indigenous weddings to then something that's a little bit, has some Hinduism and a little bit of Hindu Buddhist syncretic flair to it. And so, and then I have to have all of these, the ceremonies in my mind and then go, what is the best fusion for an EBBO Nowari Nepali wedding?
Yeah.
And where am I going to drop certain parts of the customs? What am I going to amplify for Ekong and Lumanti? Because these are 2 very singular human beings with different desires for their wedding. So which of the rites do I take? Which do I drop off? Which do I amplify? And then do it in 15 minutes because this is a play and both Nigerian and Nepali weddings can take a very long time. So,
yes, understand. I mean, I think, you know, growing up, there were a lot of people, like South Asian people in my community and just like hearing about the weddings and things like, it's a lot.
It can be a lot. But like, there's also the beautiful things that I've known for a while. Like we have this wrapper called the George, which is gonna look like some of the cloth that you would see in South Asia. And it's because we actually share some of the same cloth. different ways colonialism worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there are elements to our wedding rites which actually just kind of map quite easily. So it was a delicious thing to be inside the research for it. And then, okay, go, here's my 15-minute version of what could maybe take 3 days. So yeah.
I know you hear about the like week-long celebrations. It's, you know, I mean, it sounds fun. I want to be a part of that. And so lastly, like what would you say your advice is to young writers of color who are trying to find their place and tell their stories?
I think it would be, don't be afraid to write what is true. And I say that, yeah, I say that not like you must, because I think imagination is also really, really wonderful. But if you are somebody who wants to write something that feels really niche, that you haven't seen on American stages before, you want to write something that you don't know where you're even going to find the actor bodies to do so, it is wonderful and beautiful to still decide to do it. There is going to be a Trong stage. There is going to be another company that can come on and help you, because the reason why you're called to the theater, if that's the thing that's burning inside of you, is to help make space for that to exist. So I hope that anything that feels like scarcity doesn't stop creativity. And so I would say that to a young writer, a young creator, and of course, add in all of the imagination you desire.
I absolutely love that answer. I think there's been such a conversation around, like, are there enough, you know, performers of color in these spaces, and how do we uplift them? It's like, oh, it's by producing and doing this work that is so specific and so unique, and maybe it's really hard to find people, but you can find them. They're out there.
You can find them, and the first step is making sure that the piece of art exists. If it exists, and then you can set up the task for the company to make what exists on paper exist in stage, and thus in American theater life. So write it.
Yeah, and like you said, there will be a Chuang. I mean, I got to play a young art school student, like over Chinese-American, and I was like, that's me. Like, okay, this is perfect.
Wonderful.
And it's like someone had to write that and think like, oh, there's people like this out there.
That's right.
And yeah, we are here.
We are here. I don't think I've had, there's not a lot of the BBO plays that are done in America. And we are finding the people and teaching them and doing the thing we need to do to make the plays happen. Please just write the play.
Yes, write it, please. Well, yeah, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thank you.
We're about to head into rehearsals, but the ceremony runs from September 11th to October 5th at the Joan and Edgar Booth Theater. So thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
You've been listening to Broadway Corner with Ashley Ha. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time.